That's one of the main things that we've had issues with. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the last segment of our Lone Rider gear.
Yeah, this will be our final review. Well, we'll probably do another review when we hit Argentina.
We've had it for 6 months now, and we actually put the gear to the test more than most people because we are out riding every single day. So the gear is seeing sun all the time, rain, mud, dirt, all of the different elements, all of the different terrain.
Yeah.
Maybe dropping it here or there. I mean, not
Once or twice.
yeah.
I've watched lots of reviews on all kinds of gear, and most of it is, oh, I got this gear and I went out on a weekend trip and let me tell you what it's like. So since our last review alone, we've done, give or take, 10,000 kilometers, and it's held up surprisingly well.
Yeah, I'm impressed because we're not easy on gear.
No, God, no. For one, the sun is not easy on gear. The sun beats everything up. Like, everything's fading on our clothes, our
Yeah, you can
bikes.
tell where our backpack outline is.
Yeah.
I mean, Brett's super hard on his stuff, so I mean, mine has no problem.
Well, I am, because when you go down, it's when you're stopping. That's your weak point. You stop on bad ground and then the bike falls over. I haven't dropped my bike a lot, but the drops that I have had with this gear on they've been pretty rough. I did one, I hit the ground hard enough, the bike spun around in a complete circle, and the Lone Rider bag that took the brunt of the force has one little small nick in it, which I can fix, which I don't even need to fix. I could technically just reach out to Lone Rider and they would send one because their customer service is amazing.
Yeah, they get back to you very quickly, they deal with your issue, and then they come up with a solution for you. That's one of the main things that we've had issues with a lot of companies, customer service and them getting back to you.
I'm still waiting on emails back from the last bags that we had that was 6 months ago. I've said from the start, any gear that we use, I'm going to be brutally honest with. There have been some issues with it, like everything.
Not everything's perfect.
No.
I mean, I'm pretty close.
But we've managed to, like, anything that goes wrong with the gear, we send through feedback to Lone Rider. Whether they're going to fix some of the things we've said, we don't know. Only future will tell. Like my tank bag. I dropped the bike pretty hard going downhill, and when the bike hit the ground, the magnet clip held perfect, which is amazing. The zip tie held, but it ripped the stitching right out of the bottom of the tank bag, and I messaged Lone Rider and I was like, hey, this is what happened, this is how it happened, I believe this is a weak point in your bag, this is how I think you should fix it. I don't know if it was I had too much weight in the bag, but whatever it was, that's a weak point. This is what I think you should fix. Another part, the two straps that you actually tie the bag down, like pulling downwards on the bottom of the bags, they wiggle. I can't get them to stay tight. They just loosen all the time. I don't know if it's because they're vibrating so much and the actual spring in the clasp isn't actually holding it there, but they don't seem to stay tight.
The magnets have held up surprisingly well. I was worried about the magnets because usually magnets lose their magneticity.
Yeah, that word.
After a certain amount of time, but they're super handy closing the bags. They work really well, and we've opened them and closed them every single day, probably numerous times.
Yeah, and they're flawless. They haven't filled up with gunk. They clip in, clip out.
They do get a little bit of dirt and stuff in there because they are magnets. If you are opening it around
yeah, if you set it on the ground and
yeah, then it will, but you just have to make sure to clean it out. But it hasn't affected the way that they close at all.
no.
It's perfect.
And they hold a good seal, like the magnets and the top flap on it. Coming into where we are now, it was flooding. The roads were completely flooded. It was a horrible rainstorm, soaked everything. And when we got into the hotel, we opened up the bags and everything was good. So
That's a lie. Brett's down jacket was a little wet, but that was on me because I didn't fold it properly. I didn't have the proper seal on the one bag because the other one was completely dry. So So you just need to make sure that the seal is actually closed the way it's meant to be, and then you won't have a wet jacket.
Yeah, we are noticing some wear spots on them. Around one of the screws it's starting to wear, and then for some reason on my luggage, when I pull, there's just little cinch straps that you can suck into the side bags. Mine is for some reason folding out, it's winging out, where Tanya's is not. We don't know if that's going to be a weak point or not. We'll find out in another couple months what it's like. But they've held up amazingly well for what we've put them through. They have been drugged through sand, dirt, mud, literally drug across the ground. Like, we had mine drop my bike on a big hill and had to actually drag the bike around in a circle to get it to be able to stand the bike up again, and there's barely even a scratch on them.
One other thing is the clips on the back that holds the top bag.
Yeah, as you
like
can,
that holds the one that comes over the top bag to close it.
I think they're called an H clip. So they're meant to have pressure on them. They look like a little H, and then they've just got a little latch that closes over top of them. And if they don't have enough pressure against them, they will squeeze. And as soon as they squeeze, that latch is spring loaded, so it opens up. And it has opened up quite a few times.
Yeah, when we were on a trail, and I dropped my bike. Surprising.
Yeah, weird.
And we went to lift it up, and
yeah, I just about ripped the top bag off because the one had undone and slid out, and when I pulled it, it stretched it right out. You're meant to be able to take those top flaps off and run with just the side bags. It's got to be a quick connect of some kind.
But still more solid.
Yeah, it's something that doesn't, like, if we're not taking that off, or you don't have that middle bag fully inflated and a lot of pressure on it, because it holds a lot of gear, you're not going to bounce, and those aren't going to come unhooked.
I think we only had our jackets in there.
Yeah, we did, because we were just day tripping.
Yeah, we were just doing a day trip, and we had just taken off
and 2 jackets in that top bag is not enough to fully inflate. You can pull the straps as tight as you want, but you run out of strap and it still moves around. So while it was bouncing like that, it just undid those clips. I don't like those H clips. They're not great.
What about the zip ties? The zip ties work for holding the stuff.
It's just their way of having like a universal, this is how we strap it to it. It can go to any bike out there. It's easy. You put a zip tie on. They are thick zip ties. But again, we broke one zip tie putting Tanya's bag on when we first got the gear.
You broke 2 on yours.
Yeah, it does come with spare ones, but we've now broke 5 zip ties. I would like to see a different way of mounting on the bike, whether it's just like an actual like wraparound strap, because the zip tie's got to go around a bar. So if you had a strap that actually wrapped around, I think it would work better. Then the weak point would actually be the magnet. The magnet could break apart if you drop the bike too hard. But yeah, the zip ties they've been a thing on my mind since we put the gear on the bike. Something else that we've noticed just on my bike with the bags, because I run that Nanook case, my bags have to be slid ahead a little bit farther, and I know a lot of people want their bags, they'll get them as far back as possible, because if they're riding through sand, it gets the weight on the back, but mine are a little bit farther ahead. So when I stand up, my boots actually rub on the corner of the wear plate, but it's actually wearing the stitching through, and it's a strengthened area, but I think it could use an extra piece over top of it, so that if you are running a top box like me, when you're rubbing it, it has more protection right there. Like, it's not doing it on Tanya's bike because she doesn't touch that area, but I do.
I'm gonna call them flaps.
Yeah.
The flaps that go over top, they have on the inside a waterproof pouch that you can put documents in that would obviously keep them dry. It does work, it does keep them dry. We don't use it very often. We've never taken that part off the bike, and I've went into it maybe 3 times, I think, since we've got the luggage. And the glue that holds that little pouch, probably from the sun and the heat and the rain and whatever, but it has come off. So if you had important documents in there, that would suck if it came out. However, there's not really anywhere for it to go. It would only be when you were stopped and when you were opening the thing. So when you're putting it back on, you would just need to make sure that everything was in the right spot or whatever. It's just the glue.
The glue holding the Velcro onto the plastic basically just melted away.
Yeah, so the glue is not gluing.
Yeah, so when I went to take her bag off, I opened up the top flap, and when I threw the top one over, basically our little document holder just fell on the ground, and the Velcro stayed Velcroed to the other parts because it just ripped off of there.
They are still waterproof.
Yes.
They do what they're supposed to do. The glue is just not doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, and like we said, this is after a lot of testing and a lot of beating this bags. So for the average rider that's going to buy this gear and put it on their bike and use it as their weekend bike, I don't think you'd see most of these issues, because you're going to take it out every weekend, every other weekend, do a really good trip, and then you're probably going to park it.
We're doing the amount of kilometers that most people would do in 10 years.
I don't think most people are going to be riding where it's 44 degrees out, which is, I don't know what that is, like 105 degrees or something out. Most people stay home when it's that hot. But it works out because then we can give feedback to Lone Rider, and then they will fix these things, and then the next versions that come out will be even better for everybody else. But 100% we'll continue to run this gear. Absolutely love it. It's easy to get into, to put on the bikes. If we got to take it off, like take the actual full thing off, it's very quick.
I was a little hesitant about the gear getting dirty and bringing it into the tent and to the hotel, and it still gets a little dirty, but it's easy to wash off. It's not as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be.
And because everything's so waterproof, you can actually just rinse them off really quick, or bring them into the room and throw them in the shower really quick and rinse them off. We went through a rainstorm yesterday and they were spotless by the time we got here. I will give them a mark out of 10. I'm going to say an 8, just for the few things that could be fixed. An 8 out of 10.
There's always room for improvement.
Always. That's the point of testing gear, is to find the spots that are going to fail so that they can be fixed. But there will always be room for improvement. Always. That is my 6-month. We've had these bags on our bikes and we've beat them down every road we could find review.
Yeah.
And now we'll see what they do in the next 6 months.
The temperature is going to change as we continue south, so we didn't have this in the colder weather when we were headed up to Alaska. We had the other stuff, so this will determine the other side of the weather situation.
See what it gets like when we hit Peru, and if there's snow or colder weather, how they handle that.
But I'm very impressed with all of it.
Impressed with the gear, impressed with the company.
Customer service.
You clearly do get what you pay for, because it is on the more expensive side. It's matching with other products that are the same, but it's lasted.
Yeah, and customer service is a big one for me. If you're willing to answer the emails, answer the phone calls, take the feedback and do something with it, then that means a lot.
Yeah, it does.
It's not just always about the actual product. I mean, it's about the product, because if this wasn't working properly, then I wouldn't want to be using it.
No,
but
if we were struggling with it every day, if I had to fix something on it every day, I wouldn't be using it.
No, but having the customer service to back the good product up, they obviously know what they're doing. I'm a big fan.
All right, so that is our review.
Yeah, so if you have any questions or anything, leave some comments in the comment section.
And we will answer anything you want to know about it.
Yeah. We'll see you on the road. Bye.
Bye. I don't even remember what I was talking about with it. No idea where I was going. I had a whole train of thought and stabbed it. Knock, knock.